I mean, I guess like we have to say no spoilers because we're doing a review.
Hang on, we'll cut here for a sec. I'll just like have us record really quick, say like, spoiler alert, alright, incoming spoilers, guys.
Incoming spoilers. Incoming spoilers.
We'll call this the intro. Hey guys, what's up? This is going to be our attempt at a sort of, not really a talk show, but more like just book club, but with movies and TV shows. We can call it BasedTradeTV. I'm Rifkin, and of course, on this first pilot episode, we'll call it, I'm joined by Zamigo.
Hello.
So the movie we chose to watch for this one was called In a World. In a World.
In a world.
In a World.
In a world.
In a world.
So it's basically about a woman voiceover artist, and I guess her struggles being the daughter of one of the world's most renowned voiceover artists.
Most renowned.
Oh, I guess so. Well, the first alive now, I guess, and basically like about a no one wants a woman voiceover artist.
Really quick, we'll just start off with our likes and dislikes. So I don't know, what do we want to use system wise, like out of 10 or like how many ZGB thumbs ups do we get it?
Oh, in general?
Oh, we should do that. Let's make that like our rating system. Zombie go thumbs up. Okay, so like out of 5 instead of stars.
Okay. I would give it like 3.5. You're gonna have to cut me in half.
Ooh, that's sliced down the middle. I'd probably give it somewhere. I would honestly give it closer to 4 ZGB thumbs up instead of 3.5. My reasoning for this is, I actually really like that the movie didn't fall into too many classic tropes throughout the film. There wasn't a lot of really cliche moments where you're like, saw that coming.
I guess so. But on the flip side, I feel like I never once actually laughed during that movie. So
no, yeah, I exact same. I had like smiles on my face for parts, but for the most part, it wasn't as funny as I was hoping it would be. But on the flip side, for me, it was also a lot cuter than I thought it would be as well. That very awkward love story that did not take priority in the story. Like, it wasn't this girl who was focused on a guy, and because of that, she was driven to do things. Like, she was doing her own thing, and the guy was just like this really adorable sort of side story. It didn't take control of the movie.
I guess so. But the problem for me was, even though that was good that it didn't take over the movie or anything, it was like nothing in the movie really hit home on any of its points. So like the awkward comedy that you find in other movies like Bridesmaids didn't really make me burst out laughing, although it was sometimes cute. Like the sisterly, bromance, whatever you call it.
That was the moment where I didn't laugh, but I was like, the sister code, that put a smile on my face. She was trying to push it so hard, but like her sister just would not go for it.
That was a little cute, but still, like, it was just like, it didn't really hit me that hard emotionally. Or there's a bunch of different like plots, I guess, going along. So like sister and her husband
actually
getting along.
I liked that story. I loved the resolution to it, and it's the first time I've ever seen Rob Corddry in a role where I didn't really find his character annoying. I thought he was actually really good in this.
I guess so. But the point of the movie was to be about this chick and basically like the struggles of being a woman in the voiceover industry. She basically starts out and she literally cannot get any job. She's a dialect coach instead. She's really good with like accents and stuff. And then basically within the first like 45 minutes or half hour even, she gets the job because it was just like a one-off thing. And they're like, oh, we actually like you. And, being a woman in the industry is actually something that's like new and like interesting and quirky and whatever. And then for the next hour until the finale, you have to watch a bunch of other stories go along.
Yeah, that part was kind of a bit scattered. I'll agree with that. I also kind of felt really bad because I thought it's not like this movie had a strong feminist message or empowering women or anything like that, but any notion of it that it did have, I felt got shot down in that last scene where the executive lady, she's like, we picked you because you're a woman, you weren't the best. And I really thought she was going to break down or something in that moment, but the fact that the character stayed strong and just kind of went back to her sister and everything, I kind of like that. But it really did feel like any sort of momentum that was building for like pro-female stuff in the movie was like killed in that moment, at least for me.
I don't really know. So at the end of the movie, she ends up getting picked for the job against the other guy in the industry and her dad, who was like very like much so I can't let her win for whatever fucking reason. Her dad was like a really big douchebag.
Yeah.
That was really odd. And then she ends up getting it. And then she goes to the bathroom, and then the chick, the producer who had like chosen or hire the people that chose her to do the voiceover. She was like, "Oh, thank you for this opportunity. Like, I'm really glad I got the job." And the woman was like, "Look, I didn't hire you because you were the best for the job. I hired you because you're a woman, and when other women and little girls watch this movie, they're going to be, what's the word? Influenced positively, basically.
Inspired.
You'll be a role model. Thank you, inspired by this." And so, you know, the main character like kind of just looked like she was very conflicted because on one hand she was just told like you're not the best at this job, but on the other, you're actually helping out, you know, all the struggles that you went through. You're helping everyone else who would have had to do that. So there's definitely like a positive message for it. The entire string of the movie did not like get like tied into a bow at the last minute, like other really good movies where like all 6 strings of different subplots all go to this one point and you realize like, oh, they're all connected somehow. Basically there was like one string at the beginning and then it kind of got like fizzled around some other strings, and at the end it was just like a mess that you kind of had to figure out your own like, well, I guess it was good. I don't know.
Me no tell no good.
It didn't, as far as like an actual movie goes, I guess, the more I critique it, the more I'm like, it wasn't that good of a movie. But the overall feeling you left, not in the movie theater, you left Netflix with was like, oh, that was kind of charming and cute and whatever. So that wasn't a bad waste of 2 hours.
No, there's some parts of the movie I really enjoyed. First thing, by the way, can we just talk about Ron Swanson being in there without a beard or mustache or anything?
So weird.
Yeah. Dude, I could not. It took me a moment to realize it was even him. I was like, whoa. But there's two points. I mentioned cute being a strong point for me, and I want to talk about both these points. I guess I'll let you pick which one we talk about first. But A, the romance aspect, and B, the husband and wife, or sorry, the sister and her husband points in the movie.
Oh, I don't know. Let's talk about the romance.
So I really enjoyed the awkward romance. It had everything in it that every guy's been through, where you're like, oh, I don't know how to talk to this girl. You know, he wasn't this suave guy who came in and like, you know, Prince Charming to her. He didn't even know how to ask her out to the party.
So are you going with anyone? Or?
Yeah, my dad's girlfriend wants me and my sister to go to it, like as a bonding thing or something. It's really gonna be whack. It's gonna be whack. It'd be more fun if you were gonna be there.
Someone gets the call. What?
Can you hear what I said?
No, what do you think?
All right.
Are you? Hello?
And then when he goes there, he gets this convoluted thing where he brings somebody to make her jealous, and it was super awkward all throughout the movie. And I feel like that is a lot closer to what real romance is than necessarily some Prince Charming Irish guy coming in and sweeping you off your feet. And even at the end where he's finally just like, oh, I like you, and then she just kind of like walks up and like kisses him really quick and literally runs away and says, I like you too. Like every bit of that was just so cute and adorable and awkward, and just for me felt so much more relatable than every other romance I've seen in a movie.
So I guess I'm getting a little jaded to those type of romances now. Yeah, it's probably just my opinion, but that seems to have been something that everyone's been going along with in most movies, is making it more awkward and less suave. I think the beginning setup where he left that one message where he used the word retarded, and he was like, no, I never used that. That was dumb. Don't do that. That actually set up the movie, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a funny movie. And then from then on, it just got kind of... It wasn't nearly as funny as that first point, so I wasn't entirely impressed with it. Every romance in that movie was really awkward, except, I mean, basically the most realistic one to me was the husband and wife, who, like, obviously having their problems, and she gets, like, kind of seduced by, like, a suave Irish guy, but she doesn't actually, like, sleep with him. And eventually they make up because the main character does a sneaky little thing, and it's really cute and whatnot. I really like that. And when she labeled the tape like better than a bubble, I mean, it all wrapped up so nicely with that storyline. You're kind of but I liked it because I almost feel like that the reflection was even stronger for me. Like, you see that sort of cliche, like, super suave, super handsome Irish guy, you know, chatting her up. And then you realize, like, that's completely opposite of the way the main character's romance is going. I mean, it wasn't the focus point of the movie. And I'm not trying to make it sound like it was. But I really liked how they did it. Because it's just... I mean, maybe you say this way it's going now, and it's definitely true. But this is a movie from, like, 2-3 years ago, where I'm thinking back on it, it was still not really that common to be all new girl, quirky, awkward girl type thing. Oh, I think it's been going on for a while. I don't know about that. But anyways, regardless of my feelings on it, it also just, like... I guess I'm comparing it a lot to Bridesmaid for whatever reason. That was a good movie, by the way, so, I mean, I don't blame you. Yeah, but there's like a bunch of other movies that I've started thinking of right now, probably because I also watched Bridesmaids recently, where like the awkward romance really was cute and like believable and it went through really nicely, and the awkward comedy that every single actor supported was really well done and whatnot. This just was like point 0.5 on that level for me. Like it just got everything a little bit worse. The other romance that happened was like basically she sleeps with one of the guys. One of the suaver guys, I guess, because he's rich.
No, hang on. Can we talk about how he kisses her nose?
No, that's
like,
exactly
twice?
what I was going to talk about.
What the fuck happened
Damn
there?
It, Rifkin? Yeah, it was exactly that's what I was going to talk about. So he's being like kind of suave. Now, this is probably the most accurate representation of someone who's suave, by the way, is that like technically what they're saying is kind of suave and nice and whatnot and not all that creepy. But when you think about it, it's just like, this is kind of weird. Like, is this really how it's supposed to go? So 100%, I thought she was gonna like deny him or whatever, but he's like, I really want to kiss you right now, and like, you know, a very confident way to say it, and she's like, oh, okay, and then he just like swallows her nose, like seriously, just like clomp, and does it like twice too, like once and then twice, and then kisses her, I think, and then whatever happens after that. But I was just like, this is so weird.
I couldn't help but think though, like, if you're that person in that situation and somebody actually kisses your nose like that and twice, do you really let him in for that third kiss, or do you go like, okay, buddy, like, I think we need
that's
to
what I
calm
was
down.
wondering too. Like, he was very obviously supposed to be the character that was, he thought he was suave, but no one actually liked him officially, and he wasn't all that suave. He was more awkward than anything else. But then they didn't actually like entirely play it off like that. There was a couple of parts where he actually did just sound really confident. I don't know. He just wasn't. Again, it was like these things that just didn't really hit home for me. They weren't like, they just weren't 100%. They were muddled. They were kind of weird. They were either or. They weren't something that made me laugh because the comedy timing was so good. They were just kind of like, oh, I guess that was kind of funny. Overall, it was okay. The dad gave me like the biggest like villain feeling, but even then he I guess changes.
He was so hairy, Zombie Girl.
Exactly.
So...
That's all I could keep thinking of in those fucking sauna room.
I know.
Scenes. I was like,
you're
so
like, okay,
hair.
he's got like these fucking gorilla sumo wrestler tits on one hand, and then like every bit of his body, there's like fucking hair. It's just gross.
Ugh, that dad grossed me out.
So I guess that's our general thoughts on the movie, guys. You can watch it or not watch it based on your own thoughts of it. Any final things to say, Zombie Girl?
Just that, I guess the whole point of the movie was, can a woman be a good voiceover artist for like trailers? And I thought it was pretty good, so I would say yes.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, all that other jazz that YouTubers say, but we want to make sure that if you guys liked it, we can do more. So thanks for watching.